Well, it's interesting because he was so arrogant in terms of the House when we were engaged in the impeachment. We did impeach the President of the United States. Removing him from office requires a vote of the Senate, and they have said that there is, many of them have said there's nothing that John Bolton has put forth that would change their mind about removing the President from office, because no matter how unfit the president is, they just did not want a Democratic president. President Trump, by dint of what we saw in the impeachment, by what others are being quoted as saying in terms of leaders in the president's own administration, President Trump is clearly ethically unfit and intellectually unprepared to be the president of the United States. That doesn't seem to matter to the Republicans in the United States Senate. It didn't seem to matter to John Bolton. He chose royalty over patriotism, and so he's going to make money off of his book, I guess. And so we'll make a judgment. I'll be meeting with the chairs to make a judgment, because it's not necessarily about whether we subpoena or what. We did subpoena some of his employees, and they very courageously testified. Some of the people who worked with him very courageously testified, as Mr. Schiff's statement. Mr. Schiff put out a very strong statement. I call it to your attention. Elliot Engel, the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, put out a very strong statement on this, and we'll be discussing how the American people are best served by oversight. The public has a right to know. As you know, we're waiting for the court to decide, maybe by the end of this month, as to whether they will support what our founders had in mind, the separation of powers, 3 separate co-equal branches of government, each a check and balance on the other. That is what is at stake and is before the Supreme Court now when it comes to subpoenas being respected by the executive branch.